Welcome back. My guest in this segment is Steve LeBlanc. He's the co-founder and president of Green Relief Inc. Steve, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Steve, we just saw a clip of the site visit we did at your facility in Puslinch, Ontario. I love to say Puslinch. I never knew it existed until you guys built a plant there. Lots has changed in the Green Relief universe. You're getting ready to go public. You've got new relationships in Europe. Let's start off with what has changed locally since we shot that video a year ago.
We've been bringing in an enormous amount of technology from overseas, a lot of it via IFAM iLabs, our joint venture partnership over there. Exclusive drying technology, stuff that we're doing in our lab, the technical expertise that Danielle Shibido has basically laid out for us and trained our PhDs and lab techs to implement within our oil extraction, separations. We're doing full separations, THC, CBDs, specific CBD profiles. It's just an evolving science lab.
Mm-hmm. And is Green Relief selling product currently?
Absolutely. We have oils, flour. Our oils are rated one of the best, I think the best in the market, bar none. We have the widest CBD spectrum oil and highest CBD count oil in the market to date.
Really? I am going to be a customer. Now, is that available through the Ontario Cannabis store recreationally, or do I need to become a patient?
You need to become a patient. As of right now, we aren't playing in the rec space.
Well, that's fine, because I ordered from the rec space 2 weeks ago and I still haven't seen anything. So
you order from us, you'll have it the next day.
Okay, great.
No, we're not playing in the rec space just due to the fact that we're majorly expanding at this point. Mm-hmm. We've got 240,000 square feet of expansion taking place in Puslinch. We are the guys who bought Players Paradise in Stony Creek. We have a facility coming online in Halifax, 100,000 square feet. But until those facilities are fully operational, we really don't have the capacity that we need to play in the rec space as well as still service our patients.
Sure. So are all these new emerging operations still focused on the aquaponic model?
Absolutely. It's the best way to grow in the world.
Well, I'm looking forward to increasing the amount of fish I eat in my diet as soon as I get one of these systems. Now, tell me about what's going on in Europe.
Right now in Europe, through IFAM and iLabs, we have the ability now to import 40 off-the-shelf products that IFAM has already developed. And we also have the ability now to move our products or anything that we develop from Canada into Switzerland and then throughout the EU. It is a big deal for us, and it was a coup for us to be partnered with these individuals, as almost everybody in the cannabis space was trying to solidify that partnership.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, so tell me about your go public transaction. Are you going to raise a ton of money, and what's the share structure going to look like once you go live?
Well, in today's world, I think we're raising very little money. We're raising $45 million, mm-hmm. And we're currently on what we call the roadshow,
right? And
talking to different people. That's going incredibly well. We're getting a huge positive response on that entire endeavor. I'm enjoying it. I have a tendency of liking to talk, so that kind of fills right into what I like to do.
Makes a good interview.
And yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think it's going well, but if you equate that to what people have raised in previous IPO offerings or go public offerings, it's not a huge amount of money.
Mm-hmm. What's the pre-money valuation on that?
About $400 million.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's also within the realms of rationality compared to some of the recent valuations we've seen.
I think you'll find that we really are the rational guys in the industry. Not to put anybody else down in the industry, that's not what I'm saying, but we like to be incredibly real. Mm-hmm. So what we speak about, what we talk about, and the science behind what we do is all very real, has been proven through beta testing, so on and so on.
Mm-hmm. So tell me the cost per gram of the aquaponic system. Cost per gram has become discounted as a metric to measure overall costs by, but how does your cost of grams sit relative to your peers?
We're at $1.42 a gram currently, and that's a fully burdened cost of sales. It includes depreciation, packaging, the entire gambit. I see numbers. One day it's 90 cents, another day it's $1.80 for a particular LP. I don't really know how they're equating their cost of sales, but ours are true cost of sales. Those costs of sales were established 2 years ago. Since then, we've been in full R&D mode, trying to perfect and hone our processes. We've made great leaps and bounds in that, and with that, we think our cost of sales are going to be significantly lower moving forward.
Fantastic. Okay, so then once you're a public entity, are you going to sort of diversify growth into the recreational space in Canada?
It depends on how much we're producing and how much we can get into the medical market. We've just solidified a deal with a clinic model. It's a virtual clinic model that we feel we have the ability to onboard roughly 100,000 patients per annum. And if we're doing that, then we don't feel we're going to be playing very much in the rec market whatsoever. But again, the rec market's a fallback position. If I have an abundance of product, then I'll sell it in rec. We did get an offer from one of the provinces looking for product, and it was at an extremely high price in comparison to what people were signing deals for previously. So waiting might be better.
Yeah, right. And in terms of the Canadian marketplace, do you think, from your perspective in Ontario, do you think that it's reaching capacity in terms of production capacity on both medical and recreational fronts?
Well, there's a real shortage in the rec market right now, so probably not.
Not if you're a black market customer.
Not if you're a black market customer. And listen, we all know that the laws that have come into place are going to start basically eliminating the black market. People are going to go to jail for this. The penalties are severe. But for right now, I don't think anybody really wants to be enforcing that kind of stuff because there is an incredible lack of product in the market. So that's a problem. People want to be able to get their product, so they got to get it somewhere. Having said that, moving forward, yeah, I think capacity is going to start catching up with the industry, and then it's going to be about quality of product. And whoever's got the best quality of product at the lowest cost per gram is going to come out the winner. And we have both.
Okay. What's the range of products that Green Relief offers presently?
Right now we have 9 dried cannabis strains, and we're increasing that on a regular basis. The eventuality is we'd like to have somewhere between 50 and 100 of dried cannabis strains, or oils, which, believe it or not, are somewhere around 70 to 85% of our sales on a day-to-day basis, are really key to us, and we are producing the best oils in the market, and because of that, it is our primary focus.
I'm curious as to how you define the best in terms of qualitative terms. Some people think that that means a high THC content. Other people feel that it's more a pharmaceutical standardization where they can get the same product continuously. When you say the best, what do you mean?
Okay, I'm talking about purity of product. Because we actually separate our cannabinoids and our THC out of a sativa plant, and we're purifying the product as we're doing it, we have the purest CBD product on the market. Plus, we have the widest spectrum. A lot of the LPs in Canada are extracting from hemp to get a CBD product. The CBD profiles are significantly less in a hemp plant than they are in a sativa plant. We're using only the sativa plant, and because of that, medically, we've got a better spectrum product. Plus, we have the highest concentration of CBDs in the market. THC, everybody is limited to how much you can put in your oils. So realistically, THC products are relatively oil-wise the same across the board.
So you mean the government has instituted limits on THC content?
Yes, you're only allowed a certain amount per milligram. So basically, everybody can max out to that. We have different level oils depending on what somebody wants to consume, but the max kind of hits everybody on the same plateau.
So is the same restrictions apply to CBD content per milliliter?
No. CBDs, you can put as much as you want in your oils, and that's why we have the highest concentration of CBDs for volume as well as the widest spectrum.
So how many milligrams per milliliter are you able to reach?
I think we're at 51% was the last test that we just got.
Wow. That's so 50 milligrams per milliliter. Is that the way that math works?
I'm not sure how that math works, but basically, if you look online, it'll be online. I think the last stuff that we were putting out was 49 point something%. And I don't want to misquote here, and I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Sure.
But I know our last test on our CBDs came up at 51. So that'll be my next batch of Sunrise oil coming out.
Okay. So what do your sales look like for 2018 on a look-back basis from today?
We're growing at a rate of 30% a month.
In terms of gross revenue?
Of gross revenue.
Okay.
And we're onboarding patients at a rate of roughly 40 to 50 patients per day. And we haven't even brought in our major clinic models, i.e. the virtual clinic model, as well as 36 standalone clinics that we've just purchased. Those are online as well. And they're existing clinics that are health and wellness clinics that we're adapting to the cannabis space moving forward.
Interesting. All right, Steve, we're going to leave it there for now. We'll come back to you once you're a publicly traded entity and be watching with interest. Thanks very much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.